we have finished Unit 1 and now today we will start with Unit 2 and the lecture number is 6. So we come to the gearbox. To understand gearbox and tractive effort, let us first start with the total resistance that acts on a moving vehicle. Vehicle is in motion, चल रही है, उसके क्या-क्या forces उसको रोकती है. There are 3 resistances when a vehicle is moving. First is the air resistance. On this chart, the various resistances, this is speed, x-axis, resistance on the y-axis. Now, the air resistance is square of the vehicle speed. And since the square factor is there, that means the curve will be parabolic. As the vehicle speed increases, the air resistance will go on increasing. You must have experienced while driving in a car. Second is the gradient resistance. What is gradient resistance? Gradient means the slope. Now to understand this, you should also imagine that you are from Chandigarh, you are traveling towards Shimla. Keep that always in mind and you will have a better understanding of today's lecture. Gradient resistance is constant at all speeds. This is the gradient resistance, it's constant at all speeds. And it is the component of the vehicle weight parallel to the plane of the road. This is a slope. Vehicle weight acts downwards. The plane of the road, this is the component of gradient resistance. The third type of resistance acting on a moving vehicle is the rolling resistance. This is due to the road type, tire friction. Different roads will have different types of friction, tire friction, and all that. So that is represented by, here it's shown as miscellaneous resistance, nothing but the rolling resistance, which is also a constant depending upon the type of road and tire friction various factors. Now, if we sum up all these 3, wind resistance, gradient resistance, and the rolling resistance, then this will be the total resistance curve. This is the total of all 3. Now the vehicle will come across different gradients. As I said, imagine you're going to Shimla. Slopes are very different. So this is the total resistance. This is the speed. So at different gradients, this is one gradient. As the gradient increases, the slope increases. Naturally, the resistance will increase. It will try to pull the vehicle backwards. This is the third gradient. And this is the fourth, very steep. As if you reach Shimla and you're at a very high slope road. So this is to explain to you, we've taken these 4 resistances. Tractive effort. Tractive effort is the effort required to keep the vehicle in motion. So naturally, the tractive effort will be required the most when you're starting the vehicle from stationary, and that is first gear. There are various things we will study about the gear ratios also, number of teeth on the gear. And so tractive effort is represented by the curves. This is tractive effort and this is the speed. The tractive effort, as I said, is provided by the gears. Maximum is for the first gear, you have to start the vehicle from the rest. This is the second gear, number 2 it's mentioned. And let's say it's a 3-gear vehicle. This is the third gear. The least attractive effort is the third gear, because you just want to keep the vehicle in motion at that time. So performance curves, now that we established this, now let's draw some inference of this, performance curves. From this, we will find out what is the object and need of a gearbox. Gearbox हम गाड़ी में क्यों होता है? We know that whenever the tractive effort, जो गाड़ी tractive effort produced by the engine, by final drive, by the gearbox, when it exceeds the total resistance, vehicle will accelerate to the speed where the tractive effort will equal to total resistance. Tractive effort है, resistance बढ़ता जा रहा है, तो जब equal हो जाएगा उससे ज्यादा गाड़ी नहीं आगे जा सकती, उसी स्पीड पे जानी पड़ेगी. I hope you understand this. So to understand this, we will superimpose these two figures, one over the other. Tractive effort and total resistance. This is the vehicle speed. We'll read this later. First, let me explain to you. Let's say the vehicle is in third gear and it comes across a gradient. This is a gradient 1. Now, what is the stabilizing speed, which I mentioned? P is total resistance. So that will be OA, where the tractive effort cuts the gradient, total resistance. So where they intersect, OA is the stabilizing speed for the third gear. Now let's say the speed of the vehicle reduces to from OA to OB. Now here the tractive effort is more and the resistance is less. So it will accelerate it. If the vehicle is traveling at this speed, it will accelerate it till it reaches OA, this point. Similarly, we are still in the third gear, remember. Similarly, if the speed of the vehicle is OC, here the resistance is more, tractive effort is less. So automatically the vehicle will decelerate. It will slow down till it reaches the speed OA. I hope this is clear. Now we come to another resistance. Now the total resistance is increased. Slope सड़क का बढ़ गया. So here the stabilizing speed, which was OA, has reduced to OB. So if the vehicle is moving at a speed of OB, here resistance is more and this is less, so naturally it will pull it back to this speed. Now we come to the next gradient 2, 3. Here we see that the tractive effort provided by gear 3 is less than the total resistance 3. So third gear nahi chalegi. We have to shift from third gear to second gear, and this is the tractive effort of the second gear. And what will be the stabilizing speed for second gear? OD. So as you see, the intersection of tractive effort and total resistance is the stabilizing speed for respective gears. Now let's come to the fourth gradient. और slope बढ़ जाता है गाड़ी के लिए. सेकंड गियर में थी, अब सेकंड गियर का ट्रैक्टिव एफर्ट भी is less than the total resistance 4. So we have to shift from gear 2 to gear 1. And this tractive effort will be more than this, and so the vehicle will have to climb that slope in gear number 1. And what will be the stabilizing speed in first gear? This. Here. Now we can read this so that once you repeat it, you will understand it better. If vehicle in third gear and on gradient resistance 1, then OA is the stabilizing speed, as I said. If speed less, say OB, the excess tractive effort will accelerate to speed OA. OB, it will accelerate it because this part is extra from here to here. It will accelerate it to OA. Similarly, speed OC speed. Here, distance is more, tractive effort less, so it will de-accelerate the vehicle back. Slow कर देगी गाड़ी को वापस यहाँ पे. Vehicle next gradient 2, stabilizing speed decreases to OD from OA. Decreases this gradient 1, gradient 2. From OA it has reduced to OD. Next, consider curve 3. 3 does not cross it. So, we have to shift from 3 to 2. Tractive effort, we have to increase the tractive effort from 3 to 2. 3 doesn't, so we have to shift the gear from 2 to get to gear 2 and get stabilizing speed. Gradient 4, I just mentioned, is very steep. Even second gear, tractive effort is not enough to overcome this total resistance, so it will have to shift to gear 1. This is it, and this. So we have to shift it. I hope this is clear. Now let's come to the question, why start in first gear? हम पहले गियर में स्कूटर या कार को क्यों शुरू करते हैं? At start, more acceleration needed, more tractive effort. Just imagine a car which is weighing more than half a ton. To start it, we need very large tractive effort. So at start, more acceleration needed to gain speed. The first gear tractive effort is maximum for this acceleration, which I have just said. Naturally, you will get the, and how is this? When we study the inside the gearbox, the number of teeth, driven shaft, driving shaft, you will come to know. When necessary speed obtained, we shift to higher gears. We obtain this gear. We can now, you have obtained the speed from 1. Now we can shift to 2. We shift to higher 2 because vehicle speed has to be maintained and no acceleration required. From 2, once you go, then you from 2 you will go to 3 as the speed increases.